Picture this. You're scrolling through space photos when suddenly you see what looks like a cluster of alien eggs sitting on Mars. Your heart skips a beat. Could this be proof we're not alone? NASA's Perseverance rover just discovered something so bizarre that even seasoned scientists did a double take. What they found challenges everything we thought we knew about the red planet. The mysterious discovery. In March 2025, NASA's Perseverance rover was exploring the rugged terrain near Jezero Crater when it stumbled upon something extraordinary. Perched on a hill called Witch Hazel sat a rock formation unlike anything ever documented on Mars. At first glance, it appeared to be hundreds of tiny spherical objects clustered together, resembling a mass of spider eggs or some kind of organic structure. The formation was so unusual that it immediately caught the attention of mission scientists back on Earth. The rock, which they eventually named St. Paul's Bay, consisted of countless small, round nodules fused together in an almost biological pattern. The texture was smooth yet complex, with each sphere perfectly formed and arranged in a way that seemed almost too organized for nature. What made this discovery even more intriguing was its isolation. St. Paul's Bay stood out dramatically against the typical Martian landscape of dust, angular rocks, and ancient sediment. It was as if someone had carefully placed this alien artifact on the hillside for explorers to find. The science behind the mystery. Scientists classify St. Paul's Bay as what they call a float rock, meaning it didn't form where Perseverance found it. Something had transported this mysterious object to its current location. But what? And from where? The leading theory suggests a violent cosmic collision. When a massive meteorite slammed into Mars eons ago, the tremendous impact could have launched rocks high into the atmosphere. As these fragments cooled rapidly in the thin Martian air, they might have formed the distinctive spherical shapes we see today. If this theory holds true, St. Paul's Bay could have traveled hundreds or even thousands of miles from its point of origin. But there's another possibility that's equally fascinating. The rock might have simply tumbled down from the darker geological layers visible higher up on Witch Hazel Hill. These layers, observed from orbital satellites, appear to be composed of different materials than the surrounding terrain. If St. Paul's Bay originated from these layers, it could reveal crucial information about Mars' geological history. The implications are staggering. Those darker layers might be evidence of ancient volcanic activity, massive impact events, or even the presence of groundwater systems from billions of years ago. Any of these scenarios could have created environments where primitive microbial life might have thrived. Mars' greatest illusions. St. Paul's Bay isn't the first time Mars has played tricks on human perception. The red planet seems to specialize in creating formations that spark our imagination and challenge our assumptions about what's possible in space. Take the infamous Martian spiders, sprawling dark patterns that stretch across vast areas of the Martian surface. Some of these formations span over 3,000 feet, creating intricate web-like designs that look remarkably like massive arachnids frozen in time. When orbital cameras first captured these images in 2003, they left scientists completely baffled. The mystery persisted for years until researchers finally cracked the code. These spiders form through a dramatic seasonal process involving frozen carbon dioxide, dry ice. During Martian spring, sunlight penetrates through transparent sheets of dry ice, heating the ground beneath. This creates intense pressure buildups that eventually explode through the ice, carving out the characteristic spider leg patterns while dragging dark sand and dust to the surface. NASA scientists were so determined to understand this phenomenon that they spent 5 years trying to recreate it in laboratory conditions, using a specialized chamber called DUSTY, that mimics Mars's extreme cold and low-pressure environment. They finally succeeded in 2021, watching tiny spider formations develop right before their eyes. The Martian Library and other curiosities. But Mars had more surprises in store. In April 2023, NASA's Curiosity rover made another mind-bending discovery that had scientists doing double takes. While scanning the surface for signs of ancient water activity, the rover's cameras captured something that looked exactly like an open book lying on the Martian ground. The Martian Travel Guide, as researchers playfully nicknamed it, appeared to be a small hardcover book with pages frozen mid-turn. The formation was incredibly detailed. You could almost see individual pages separated by what looked like a bookmark. At just 1 inch wide, this geological oddity perfectly mimicked the appearance of a miniature travel book, complete with what seemed to be a cover and internal pages. Of course, Mars wasn't actually leaving reading material for future visitors. The book-like appearance resulted from unique erosion patterns that carved sedimentary rock layers into incredibly precise, page-like formations. But the resemblance was so striking that even seasoned planetary geologists had to look twice. Then, just a few months earlier, in January 2023, the University of Arizona shared perhaps the most endearing Mars discovery yet. A rock formation that looked exactly like a giant teddy bear's face. Captured by NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, this geological formation featured 2 distinct circular eyes, a triangular nose, and what appeared to be a cheerful, upturned mouth. The teddy bear face stretched across an ancient crater, with each facial feature created by different geological processes. The eyes were likely impact craters or collapsed structures, while the nose appeared to be a volcanic or impact hill. The smile was probably the remains of ancient sediment deposits that had been partially eroded away. Ancient waters and iron treasures. Perhaps one of the most significant discoveries came from NASA's Opportunity rover back in 2004. Tiny, round objects that researchers nicknamed Martian blueberries. These iron-rich spherules, scattered across the surface like cosmic cereal, tell an incredible story about Mars' ancient past. Unlike Earth blueberries, these metallic orbs formed over billions of years through the slow action of water on iron-rich rocks. Their perfectly rounded shape is evidence of prolonged exposure to liquid water, something that could only happen if Mars once had stable bodies of water persisting for extended periods. The blueberries represent more than just geological curiosities. They're proof that Mars was once a dramatically different world, potentially warm and wet enough to support life. Every sphere is a time capsule, preserving evidence of environmental conditions that existed when our solar system was young. The fossil hunter's dream. In 2022, Curiosity rover discovered what appeared to be a delicate mineral flower. Tiny, branch-like formations that looked almost too perfect to be natural. These intricate structures form when ancient water interacts with specific minerals, creating deposits that crystallize in flower-like patterns. While beautiful, these formations hint at something more profound. They indicate that water wasn't just present on ancient Mars, it was chemically active, dissolving minerals and redepositing them in complex patterns. This kind of chemical activity is exactly what scientists look for when searching for environments that could have supported life. Even more intriguing was Curiosity's discovery of what initially appeared to be fossilized tracks or footprints in 2018. The stick-like impressions looked remarkably similar to animal tracks preserved in mud. However, further analysis revealed these were salt deposits formed when ancient water evaporated, leaving behind crystalline patterns that mimicked biological traces. While not evidence of life itself, these salt formations prove that Mars once had extensive water systems, rivers, lakes, and possibly even temporary seas, where water could pool, concentrate minerals, and create the complex chemical environments necessary for life to emerge. The perfect doorway mystery. Perhaps no Mars discovery captured public imagination quite like the doorway photographed by Curiosity in 2022. The image showed what appeared to be a perfectly rectangular opening carved into a cliff face, so precise and symmetrical that it looked artificial. The doorway sparked wild speculation about hidden Martian civilizations, secret NASA bases, or ancient alien architecture. The opening was so geometrically perfect that it seemed impossible for natural processes to have created it. Social media exploded with theories about what might lie beyond this mysterious portal. Reality, as usual, proved more subtle but equally fascinating. The doorway was indeed a natural formation, created by the intersection of different rock layers with varying resistance to erosion. Over millions of years, wind and temperature changes had carved away softer rock, while leaving harder layers intact, creating the illusion of a constructed entrance. The precision of the formation demonstrates the incredible power of geological processes operating over vast timescales. What appears supernatural to human eyes is actually the result of natural forces working with mathematical precision over millions of years. Windows to the past. Every strange formation on Mars tells part of a larger story about planetary evolution and the potential for life beyond Earth. From the mysterious St. Paul's Bay to the sprawling spider patterns, each discovery adds crucial pieces to our understanding of how worlds change over cosmic time. The Mars Sample Return mission, planned for the 2030s, will bring some of these geological treasures back to Earth for detailed analysis. Scientists will be able to examine them with instruments far more sophisticated than anything we can send to Mars, potentially unlocking secrets that have been buried for billions of years. These samples might contain microscopic fossils, chemical signatures of ancient life, or clues about the conditions that could have supported the emergence of biology on other worlds. The stakes couldn't be higher. We're not just studying rocks. We're investigating whether life is a cosmic accident or a natural consequence of planetary evolution. Mars keeps proving that reality is stranger than fiction. Each discovery brings us closer to answering whether we're truly alone in the universe. If these space mysteries fascinate you, smash that like button and subscribe for more incredible discoveries from the cosmos.